What is going on, y'all? It is Graveyard TCG here, and if you read the title, we got the Fallout Commander deck, and it is going to be the Wise Mothman. Go ahead and do an unboxing here. How do you open this thing up? Try to open the stuff without completely tearing it up. Okay, so just to give a little bit of context, I want y'all to know I'm a huge fan of Fallout. I played Fallout 3 with all the DLC on the Xbox 360. And I got all of the achievements in it, plus the DLC. So it comes with this cool little spin down thing, and I usually don't use these, but I actually really like this, and I think I will use it. I definitely love the Pip-Boy thing, and it's kind of hard to tell from the camera, but it is, kind of hollow, as well as the +1, or this is all minus, +1/+1 counter and -1/-1 counter. Here's the Mothman up front. Is that a hard card? No, it's not. It is actually, it actually comes with a collector booster sample pack. I did not know it came with anything. It comes with this. I don't know what that is, but let's continue the inside here. Whoop, something flew away. Yeah, this here. Oh, it's a rad counter, which is sick. Oh, that right there is where these three were. The two rad counter things, and then the Planeswalker symbol. Of course, have the pamphlets. Which I would like to show you this because it's pretty sick. Shows the Wise Mothman. Now, I was hearing that the Wise Mothman is actually from Fallout 76. You know, I had the game and ended up just not keeping it. Just didn't really grab my attention. And plus, I did not beat Fallout 4 yet. Let me know which favorite game of Fallout was yours. Because like I said before, mine was Fallout 3. I didn't really play any of the other ones, so at some point it'd be cool to play. Well, it'd be cool to play like Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 4. Okay, so now that we went through all that, we'll move these red counters and stuff. We'll move this map. We'll move this. We got a booster here, and then this, whatever this is, it's like a, it looks like in a Clue game, you know? Let's start off with this pack, though. Like I said, I did not know that was a thing, so let's see what we get here. And is it just one card? It is 3. Discover the coolest cards. Oh, that is sick. And the Pure Steel Paladin is foil, but a Liberty Prime Recharged, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, 8/8, Jeskai 2. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice it unless you pay 2. What are those called? The charge counters. Pay 2, tap it, sack an artifact, you get 2 charge counters and draw a card. And then also Pure Steel Paladin. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. An equipment has 0 to attach as long as you have 3 or more artifacts. And again, that is foil. So I am very happy to get both of those. Keep those to the side there. Of course, store away the plastic. And then we have our deck. Our Wise Mothman. Go ahead and open it up. Okay, so we'll start off with a commander here. I'll show you the two options you could use as a commander. It'd be both of these guys. But the box art is the Wise Mothman. It is soul ties, so black, green, blue, and 1 for legendary Insect Mutant 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. Whenever one or more non-land permanent is milled, put a plus counter on each up to X target permanents, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. And then we have a second choice of a commander here is the Master Transcendence. It is the same thing, soul tie, black, green, blue, and 1. So 4 mana for a legendary artifact creature mutant. When Master Transcender enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. It's a 2/4, and you could tap it. Target creature card put in a graveyard that was milled this turn on the battlefield under your control. It's a green mutant with base power toughness 3/3. So these are the two choices of commander that we could use. Let's see. Hopefully there's tokens in the back here to use. Okay, these are all the lands, which looks sick. I can't wait to get to that. Oh, so here's also another art of the Wise Mothman. It's like the hard cards, you know? Which to me is pretty sick as well. Let's go ahead and put those two together. Take a look at the arts here. Got an alien, zombie mutant, another alien, zombie mutant. Okay, here is... I wanted to show what radiation meant. So, rad counters or radiation. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards for each non-land card milled that way. You lose 1 life, and you lose a rad counter. Okay, and let's make sure the rest of those tokens are gone. Yes, they are. So we'll... we will go ahead and start with the deck reveal. Now, I'm aware, yes, you could look at this online, but I figured unboxing and going through the deck would be kind of fun. Because I don't know what's in the deck, so it'll be interesting to me. We got Vexing Radghoul. It is... Sorry, let's zoom back in. Blue and 1 for a 1/2 bird mutant flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 rad counters if they don't have any rad counters. Otherwise, proliferates. Very good. That's definitely a keep. Bloatfly Swarm. Oh, it's a Bloatfly. That's sick. Bloatfly Swarm. 4 mana, black, and 3 colorless. It's a 0/0 insect mutant with flying. Enters the battlefield with 5 counters on it. If damage would be dealt to Bloatfly Swarm while it has a plus counter on it, prevent that damage, remove that many plus counters from it, then each player gets a rad counter for each of the plus counters removed from it. That's a cool card as well. Infesting Radroach. Dude, it's so cool to see the card, like, you know, all of these creatures from the actual game in card form. I love it. 2/2 with, it's an insect mutant again. 2/2 flying insect Radroach cannot block. Whenever, let me move this. I don't want to keep my hand on the cards there. There we go. Whenever Infesting Radroach deals combat damage to a player, they get that many rad counters. Whenever an opponent mills an online card, if infecting red rushes in their graveyard, you may return it to your hand, which is pretty cool because it also fits the like infesting cockroaches that returns to your hand. You could pay mana. Cathedral Acolyte, green and a colorless. Each creature you control with a counter on it has Ward 1. Sick. It's a 1/2. And you could tap it to put a plus counter on a target creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Glowing 1. That's sick, dude. 3 and 2. 1 green and 2 colorless. So 3 mana, zombie mutant. That's a 2/2 with Death Touch. Whenever glowing 1 deals combat damage to a player, they get 4 rad counters. Whenever a player mills an online card, you gain 1 life. We got Lumbering Mega Sloth. Jeez. It is 2 green and 10 colorless for an 8/8 Sloth mutant. This spell costs 1 less against for each counter among players and permanents with trample, and it enters the battlefield tapped. That might be something to take out. We'll see. But the fact that it's trample is pretty nuts, actually. Contaminated Drink. It's an instant that's Demir, so black, blue, and X. Draw X cards, and you get half. Draw X cards, then you get half X rad counters rounded up. Night Skin Ambusher. Blue, black, and 2 colorless for a 4/4 creature. It's a mutant warrior with Ward 2. When it enters the battlefield, target player gets 4 rad counters. Night Skin Ambusher cannot be blocked as long as the defending player has a rad counter. We got another legendary creature here, Raoul, which is sick. Troubleshooter, it's blue, black, and a colorless. For a legendary creature, zombie mutant rogue, it's a 1/4. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from among cards in your graveyard that were milled this turn. Tap to each player, mill a card, which I love that. That's super dope. Young Deathclaws. It is Golgari, so black, green, and 2 colorless, 4 mana, lizard mutant, that's a 4/2 with Menace. And each creature card in your graveyard is scavenged. The scavenge cost is equal to its mana cost. Exile a creature from your graveyard to put that many counters on a creature. I don't know that that's one I'd keep. Strength Bubblehead, that's cool, Bubblehead. It's a 3 mana artifact bobblehead. Tap to add 1 mana of any color, and pay 3 tap to put X plus counters on target creature, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control. I don't know if that's one I'd keep either, but maybe. We got good old Cultivate. Got Farseek. Harmonized. 4 mana, draw 3 cards. Inspiring Call, 3 mana instant. Draw a card for each creature you control with a plus counter on it. Those creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. Rampant Growth. Corpse Jack Menace, 4 mana, Golgari, and 2 colorless for a creature fungus. 4/4. If one or more plus counters would be put on a creature you control, put twice instead. That's a cool new art. Putrefy, that's sick. Destroy target artifact or creature, cannot be regenerated. Winding Constrictor, that's another cool art. If one or more counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1. Got a good old Arcane Signet. Contagion Clasp. When it enters the battlefield, put a neg counter on a target creature, and you can pay for and tap to proliferate. We got Soul Ring. Talisman of Curiosity. Talisman of Dominance. And Talisman of Resilience. And now we're getting into some lands, it looks like, perhaps. Ash Barrens, Command Tower, and Evolving Wilds. Put those aside. I got another... Jason Bright. That's sick. Jason Bright, Glowing Prophet. It is a 2/3 legendary creature, zombie mutant advisor. Whenever a zombie or mutant you control dies, if its power was different from its base power, draw a card. You could come fly with me. It's pay 2 mana, sacrifice a creature, put a plus counter on a target creature you control, and it gains flying until end of turn. Very cool. I'm liking most of these cards. I don't know that I'd get rid of a lot of them. Next, Mirelurk Queen. 5 mana crab mutant. It's a 4/4 with vigilance. Whenever it enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 red counters. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card, then put a +1 counter on it. That's sick. Another legendary creature here looks like Piper Wright, Public Reporter. 2 mana, blue and a 1 for a human detective. 1/2. When she deals combat damage to a player, you investigate that many times. To investigate, you put clue token. Whenever you sacrifice a clue token, put a plus counter on target creature you control. Rad Storm, that's sick. That is very cool name, art, idea, concept. 4 mana instant. Storm, you can cast a spell copy for each spell cast before it, and you proliferate that many times. Dude, that is awesome. Struggle for Project Purity. 4 mana enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose Brotherhood or Enclave. Awesome. Brotherhood, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. You draw a card for each card drawn that way. Wow. That's fucking strong, dude. Enclave, whenever a player attacks you with 1 or more creatures, that player gets twice that many rad counters. Wow, dude, that is really good. Feral Ghoul, I love it. 3 mana, it's black and 2 colorless for a 2/2 zombie menace. Zombie mutant with menace. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a plus counter on Feral Ghoul. When Feral Ghoul dies, each opponent gets a rad counter equal to its power. Oh, got another legendary creature. Hancock, Ghoulish Mirror. 3 mana. It's a blue and 2 colorless. A black and 2 colorless for a zombie mutant advisor. It's a 2/1. Each other creature you control that's a zombie or mutant gets +X/+X, where X is the number of counters on Hancock, Ghoulish Mirror, and it has Undying. When this creature dies, if it had no plus counters on it, return it to the battlefield. Nuclear Fallout. Black, and X. Each creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Each player gets X rad counters. Very cool. Screeching Scorch Beast. Black, and 4 colors, so 6 mana for a bat mutant. It's a 5/5 with flying and menace. Whenever it attacks, each player gets 2 rad counters. Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, you may create that many black zombie mutant creature tokens. Do this only once each turn. Vault 12, the Necropolis. Black, and 4 colorless. It is a saga, of course. And the first one is each player gets 3 rad counters. Number 2, create X 2/2 black zombie mutant creature tokens, where X is a number of total rad counters. Wow. And 3, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control that's a zombie or a mutant. Dude, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Another legendary creature here. We got good old Harold and Bob. First Newman's, a green and 2 colorless for a tree folk mutant 3/3 with vigilance and reach. When Harold and Bob, First Newman's, dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment with enchant force you control. Enchanted force has add 3 mana of any one color. You get 2 rad counters. Harold and Bob loses all other abilities. It's interesting. Another legendary creature. Lily Bowen, Raging Grandma. Green and 3 colorless, so 4 mana mutant warrior, 0/0 with vigilance. Lily Bowen, Raging Grandma, enters the battlefield with 2 plus counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of counters on her. If its power is 16 or less, otherwise remove all but 1, and you may gain life for each plus counter removed that way. Power Fist, 2 mana equipment, artifact. Equipped creature is trample, and whenever this creature does combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Wait, did that say trample? Wow, dude, that's strong as hell. Rampaging Yao Gui. Green, and X. Bear mutant 2/2 with vigilance, trample. Enters the battlefield with X counters. When it enters the battlefield, destroy any number of target artifacts and or enchantments with total mana value X or less. Wow, that is good. Okay, another legendary creature. Strong, the Brutish Thespian, green, green, 4 colorless for a 7/7 mutant berserker. Ward is 2. Enraged. So whenever it's dealt damage, you get 3 red counters and put 3 counters on strong. You gain life rather than lose life from radiation. Tato Farmer is green and 2 colorless for a 1/4 zombie mutant peasant. With landfall, whenever land enters battlefield under your control, you may get 2 red counters. Tap, put target land in a graveyard that was milled there. This turn on the battlefield under your control. That's interesting. Watchful Red Stag. 3 mana elk mutant 2/2 with evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a plus counter on this creature. Whenever it evolves, create a token copy of it. Agent Frank Horrigan. 7 mana, so black, green, and 5 for Mutant Warrior 8/6 with Trample. It has Indestructible as long as it attacked this turn, and whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, proliferate twice. That is huge, dude. Alpha Deathclaw. 6 mana, lizard mutant with 6/6. Menace Trample. Enters the battlefield or becomes monstrous. Destroy target permanent. Pay 7 monstrosity. 7 if it isn't monstrous, you put monstrous. It becomes monstrous. There you go. You put 4 counters on a destroy target permanent. That's okay, I suppose. Automize, 4 mana instant, destroy target non-land permanent and proliferate. That is sick. Oh, another legendary creature. Let's go. 5 mana. Marcus, mutant mare, 4/4 mutant advisor, vigilance, trample. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card if that creature has a plus counter on it. If it doesn't, put a plus counter on it. Mutational Advantage. 3 mana instant. Permanents you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to those permanents this turn. Proliferate. Dude, that is broken, bro. Vault 87. Forest Evolution. 5 mana saga. Number 1. Gain control of target non-mutant creature for as long as you control Vault 87. Number 2. Put a... Whoop. Sorry about that. Number 2. Put a plus counter on target creature you control. There you go. And it becomes a mutant in addition to other types. And 3, draw cards equal to the greatest power among mutants you control. And the last card... Oh, no, there's still more. What am I saying? Nuka Nuke Launcher. 2 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature has +3/+0 and Intimidate. Whenever a equipped creature attacks until the end of turn, until the end of defending the player's next turn, that player gets 2 red counters whenever they cast a spell. Dude, that is dope. Alright, we got Recontract Theta. 4 mana vehicle. It's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, you put a 0/0 blue alien token with a plus counter on it. Whenever it attacks, proliferates. And it looks like we're on to all of the lands. No, we're not. Okay. These are just like specialty lands. Mariposa Military Base. When it enters the battlefield tapped, if you do, you get 2 red counters. You can tap it for a colorless, pay 5, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less activate for each red counter you have. That's pretty sick. Got Overflowing Basin. Okay, these are like the Signet lands. Fraying Sanity. It's a 3 mana aura. At the beginning of each end step, enchanted player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards that were put into their graveyard from each turn. I like that. And Inexorable Tide, 5 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, proliferates. Branching Evolution, 3 mana enchantment. If 1 or more counters would be put on creature you control, you put twice instead. Guardian Project, 4 mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name of another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. Hardened Scales. Dude, these cards are good, man. If 1 or more plus counters will be put on a creature you control, one more is put. Tireless Tracker, 3 mana. 3/2. With landfall, when a land enters the battlefield, you create a clue. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, you put a plus counter on him. Biomass mutation is hybrid Simic, and X creatures you control. Base power and toughness XX until end of turn, which that's definitely a win con. Casualties of War, that art is sick, by the way. It is green, black, 2. Choose one or more. Destroy target artifact, creature, enchantment, land, and planeswalker. Got this here. Find and Finality. Find is 2 hybrid Golgari. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Wow, I like that. And Finality is you may put +2/+1/1 counters on a creature you control. Then all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. Another Signet Land here. Drowned Catacomb, that's cool. Exotic Orchard, that's good. Fetid Pools. Hinterland Harbor, that's nice. Nesting Grounds is 1 colorless. You can pay 1 to move a counter from target permanent you control onto another target permanent. Activate only as a sorcery. Sunken Hollow. We got Temple of Deceit, Temple of Melody, Temple of Mystery, Woodland Cemetery, Mortuary Mire, Opulent Palace, which that's cool. Path of Ancestry, I like that. Tainted Isle, Tainted Wood, Temple of the False God, Terramorphic. And then I wanted to show off these sick basics, dude. They're just honestly gorgeous, man, for real, if you're a big Fallout fan. But anyway, I think this video has lasted long enough. I just want to show you guys what we're working with here for the Wise Mothman Mutant deck. I appreciate everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.